my god!
Poker is one of the most well-known card games of all time. For those unfamiliar with the rules of poker, specifically Texas Hold'em, here are the rules. If you want to skip to just the poker hands and best moments, skip to the time card on screen now. First, each player at the table is dealt 2 cards, your private cards. Next, the dealer places 5 cards in the middle in 3 stages. The flop, where 3 cards are dealt, the turn, where 1 card is shown, and the river, where the final card is shown. These are the community cards, and all players own them. Before the flop and after each stage, players can choose to check, not raise or place any money into the pot, raise, which is to add money to the pot, or call to match the amount of money that someone has already put into the pot. If a player doesn't like their hand, they can choose to get rid of their cards by folding. The goal is to match cards or get cards in a sequential order. Here's a chart of every type of hand you can win in poker. Ace high is a winning hand if nobody has a pair or better. A pair is when you match 2 cards. 2 pair is when you have 2 pairs match. 3 pair or trips is when you have 3 of a kind. Straight is when you have 5 cards in sequential order. Flush is when you have 5 cards of the same suit. A full house is trips and a pair. 4 of a kind or quads is when you have 4 of the same card. Straight flush is a straight and flush combined. And a royal flush is a ace, king, queen, jack, and 10, all with the same suit. There's 2 more things you need to know before we get started. First is chip values. Each colored chip has a corresponding value when you put it into the pot. The white chips are worth 25 cents, the red chips are worth 50 cents, and the green chips are worth $1. The goal is to get other people's chips by either bluffing or strategically raising to get the most money. But you may be thinking, what if I just won one big pot and then not play the rest of my hands or cash out? That's where the second thing comes into play. Blinds. Blinds are used to prevent people from sitting back and winning big once. The blinds are the red and yellow chips you see here, and each of them forces you to put in 50 cents or 25 cents respectively. Even if you intend to fold your hand, you have to pay the blinds. Now that you know the rules, let's see how much money I can win. We start off with Queen 4 offsuit. Our poker gatherings have a rule where the first hand is a family pot, so we all need to put in the 50 cents in order to play. The flop comes Ace 6 10. I have no pairs on this board and no draws. Joe adds $1 and I fold. On to the next hand, I get 10 and 7 of clubs. Not a bad hand, worth seeing the flop at least. Joe raises again to $1. I have a slightly better hand this time, so I make the call, but Austin raises to $3. My hand's good, but not that good, so we're going to fold this one too. You may be thinking that I'm playing pretty tight, but we pick up Pocket Kings, one of the best hands of poker. We're playing this one, so we make the call, but Joe once again raises, this time to $3.
What the fuck, Joe?
Much to the dismay of the table. I didn't come here to fold one of poker's best hands, so I make the call. The flop comes 6 6 ace. Really don't like that ace, but I do have a solid hand, not worth folding just yet. Joe makes it $4. I go all in for $4.50. When a player goes all in, they have the choice of running it once or twice. I won it twice, and Joe has an ace. Well, shoot, I get knocked out already, but we're buying back in for another $10, so let's try to make this back. Okay, I've bought in for $20 now, so I really need to start making some money. Otherwise, I'm gonna feel really bad about myself. But eventually I get king and queen. Not a bad hand at all, maybe we can make this one work. The flop is 5 of hearts, 5 of clubs, and 3 of diamonds. Well, this doesn't do me any favors, but everyone at the table checks around, so I get to see a turn, which is another 5, this time of spades. A kind of bad spot for me, but I still feel like I have a chance. Joe raises another $2. This guy just loves to raise. I decide to believe in my hand and make the call. Come on, river, give me something good, and yes, I get a queen, meaning I hit the full house. I'm in a great spot now, and I make it $3 for Joe, trying to put some pressure on him. Dan at this point is all in, so me and Joe are the only ones that can win this money. Joe folds, I show my full house, and me and Dan split the rest of the pot because we had the same winning hand. Feeling good after that last hand, I get ace-5 offsuit. Another hand worth playing, and the flop is 4 ace-ace. We flop trips. This is a dream scenario, but we don't want the table to know that I have a monster hand. So I check. Logan decides to get in the fun, and he raises $1. Joe makes it even better and raises $2. I call. And the river is a 5. Let's go. We have a full house again. I once again play it slow and check, not trying to get anybody out just yet. Logan raises another $2. They are falling right into my trap. I call. River is a king. Now I'm confident I'm winning this hand. I raise $2. Logan decides to donate some money and goes all in for another $3. I call, and this happens.
I'm so sorry, Jay.
I have a full house.
Nuts.
I have a full house. I have a higher full house. I have a higher one. Oh my god!
I thought you were so good.
I have a higher full house.
God, bro.
That was crazy, bro.
Can you trade this in for
I surely thought you were good.
I flopped the nuts.
I had the more nuts.
So I had ace-5 and Logan had ace-4. We both had full houses, but mine was higher than his, so I scoop up the chips. Feeling on top of the world after that last hand, but we gotta stay calm. A few hands later, I pick up pocket 4s. Not a world beater, but a pocket pair isn't bad. Logan makes it $1 to go, and I call. The flop is Jack 5-5. Well, I improve my pair to 2 pair, but similar to the king's hand from earlier, the jack is ruining me. Logan makes it $250 to go, I call, and the turn is a 3. Logan adds $350, and I call again, and the river is a 6. And now there's possible straights on the board. At this point, I consider folding, but then Joe and Dylan say something interesting.
Wait, Dylan, what'd you have?
4-7.
Joe, what'd you have?
Joe had 4-7.
Dylan and Joe have the last 2 4s in the deck, meaning nobody can have a straight. I think that my 2 pair is now good, and Austin goes all in for $450. Logan and me call, but Austin pulls out trip 5s and absolutely wrecks my stack. Well, okay, that one didn't work out so well, but maybe we can still make this back. I pick up queen ace offsuit, another playable hand. Let's see what you can do for me. Logan makes it $4 to go, and we're off to a flop of jack 8 queen. I have the highest pair on this board, so I make it $3. Logan doesn't think that's enough though, and decides to put me all in, and now I have a decision to make. I have top pair and the highest kicker. I really don't want to lose this, but I feel like I have a solid chance here. Logan flips over pocket kings. Well, of course he has a pair that beats me. I run it twice, and once again, both runouts don't favor me, and I lose once again. 9 times out of 10, I would concede, and make peace with the fact that I'm just not seeing those $20 again. But I can't shake this feeling that I'm missing something. I'm playing well, I just need a little bit of luck to go my way. If I stick to my process, I believe that I can come out on top of this. It's time to lock in one more time. We are now $30 deep into this pot, but you know what they say? Third time is the charm. I look down at my cards, praying to see something playable, and I get ace king, a top 5 hand. I need to make this work. I raise to $3, but Joe, this annoying ass, re-raises me to $4. Me and Austin call, and we're 3 ways to a flop of 6-3-6. I have nothing. I decide to make a desperate move and go all in for my remaining $4.50, and Austin and Joe call. The turn is a 6. Now, there are potential full houses on the board, and I have nothing. The river's a 5. All I have is ace high, the worst thing you can win with in poker, and I show my ace king. I'm shaking. And Austin shows king queen. Let's go, baby. We're back in this. A few hands later.
That's 5. Match me, bitch. What do you have?
That was fucked, bro.
Trip 3.
That's the hand, bro. Let's go.
I think Dan won the side pot.
I don't have any more money.
I knew it.
Deuce 3.
Deuce 3.
After all that excitement, I'm finally starting to make a comeback, but I've still got some work to do if I want to at least break even. I pick up king 8 offsuit. Not bad at all. We've got a family pot.
Yo.
Aww.
Anthony.
Remember when I did that and you stole it back, Dan?
Had to ruin it, man.
Okay, well, Anthony just had to be different and put in $1 instead of 50 cents for a family pot. We all reluctantly call his raise, and the flop is queen king 8. I flop a 2 pair. Trying to play it slow, I check. Dylan raises $2, Anthony calls, and then I re-raise to $4. Dylan gets out of the way, but Anthony stays along for the ride and calls. The turn is a 10. I raise another $2, and Anthony takes a page out of my book and raises another $2. I call, and the river is a jack. I check, fearing the straight, and Anthony raises to $5.50. I call and show my 2 pair, and Anthony throws away his cards, and I scoop away another pot. Next up is 8-9 offsuit. Not bad. And the flop is 10-9 queen. Well, I've just got bottom pair on this board, but at least it's something. Austin makes it $1 to go, but Austin has been playing super loose all night and making crazy bluffs. In that ace-king hand that I won earlier, he also had nothing. I try to call his bluff again and make the call. The turn is a 2, which doesn't really change anything on this board, so we all decide to check and see the river, which is a 10. I now have a 2 pair, which is great, but Austin raises to $2. I still think at this point that he's playing pretty loose, so I make the call. I show my pair of 9s, and Austin throws away his hand, and I scoop another pot. Time for the last hand of the video, and it's King Queen. Anthony goes all in for $1.75, and Austin is re-raising again to $3. Well, folding this hand would be nothing short of stupid, so I call, and the flop is 5-6 king. Nice, I've got top pair. Austin checks, and I follow suit, and the river is a jack. Austin throws in another $3, and this is a bluff if I've ever seen it. I call, and the river is a 3. Austin is still trying to get me to fold as he bets another $3. I call his bluff and show my king pair, and Austin throws away his cards again, and I take the side pot because Anthony, you may have forgotten about him, had trip 5s. Hate to see it. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I bought in 3 times for $10 each for a total of $30 spent and left with $55. 55 minus 30 is 25, so I left with a profit of $25. Not my best showing, but we take those. I'll see you in the next one.